Are you there? Well, let's start the show, shall we? Okay. The Rusty Humphries Rebellion is here. We're going to go live in about 60-ish seconds. Do me a favor if you would. Check in. Let me know who you are, where you are a deplorable from. I actually care who you are. It's going to be quite a show, that's for sure. I guess in San Francisco, they hate Trump more than they hate murder. We're going to talk about that. Or the question is it okay to commit crimes based on the color of your skin? We're going to get that in a couple of minutes. So, I need your name. I need to know who you are. I want to know where you're deplorable from. Jack is checking in. Linda's checking in. Jack is watching. Who are you? I want to know. And I want to make sure you take your Probiogen. That's right, Probiogen. Stress and mood balance probiotic. That's who's bringing you the Rusty Humphries Rebellion tonight as we kick off the show.
Yeah, we don't want to do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. That's a direct order. Do it now.
He's been put down, ripped off, cut open. Now he's unleashed. The American insurgency starts now. This is Rusty Humphries Rebellion Radio.
Hello and welcome. This is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. My name is Rusty Humphries. Thank you for joining me tonight. We're here live every night, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West. Except not tomorrow. I'm going to be traveling. Tonight's program being powered by Right Wing News, also seen on Liberty One TV, and sponsored tonight by Probiogen Stress and Mood Balance Probiotic. And the Hear Me Out app. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to tell you in just a couple of minutes how you can win a $100 gift card in time for Christmas just by downloading the Hear Me Out app. And I really encourage you to do that. Having a little bit of a technical issue for the podcast tonight, but that's okay. We're going to go live with you. Let's do the check-ins. I need to type something over here. I hope you don't mind. I apologize. There we go. Okay, we're live now on the podcast, too. First time the podcast has ever gone a little haywire right before the show. That's okay. All right, let's say hello. Who are you and where you are? Please check in. We got Wanda is a deplorable from Indiana. Tamara is from Florida. Anna is from Clearwater, Florida. How you doing, Anna? Good to see you. Mark is from Ohio. Janet says, great to join you from Kennewaukee, Wisconsin. I have no idea if I said that right, so please, Janet, next time spell it phonetically so I don't sound too stupid, because I do want to get it right. Let's see what else. Let's see. Paul Anthony is in Thailand. How you doing, Paul? Good to see you. Georgia says, howdy, Rusty. It's Georgia from Tennessee. Georgia, shouldn't you be in Georgia? That's where I was born, you know. I'm a Georgia boy. Rusty was born in Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. Let's see. Peter is checking in from Shelby, Ohio, rolling down the highway. Jerry's in Texas. Debbie is in Kansas. Lou's there. Hey, Rusty, what's the latest on the Vegas shooting? I haven't heard anything new. I did put a call in to our good friend Laura Loomer and haven't heard anything. So I got nothing there. Peggy's in Annapolis, Maryland. Mark is in Iowa. Danny is in Goldsboro, North Carolina, and more. So keep checking in if you would, please. The story out of California is as sad as it is disgusting. I don't even know what to say. Let's go to CNN. Not that I like CNN, but they're covering the story as good as anybody anyway. And this is CNN just a few minutes ago. Here is the story here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.
Well, Anderson, we know that just within the past few minutes, the jury has acquitted Jose Inez Garcia Zarate of murder, first-degree murder, second-degree murder, and involuntary manslaughter. Now, this is the case that really brought the term sanctuary city to the forefront. You had this person who had been deported 5 times to Mexico. He would have been deported a 6th time, but San Francisco, a sanctuary city, does not comply with federal immigration detentions and therefore let him go. Now, many thought that this would have been a slam dunk case for the prosecution. You had Kate Steinle, who was walking along this pier, this well-known pier in San Francisco, July 1st, 2015. She's with her dad, and a gunshot rings out. Within an hour, police had their man, but the defense did a very good job in poking holes in the prosecution's theory. Remember, the prosecution said that this was an intentional murder, that you had this person point a weapon at Kate Steinle and pull the trigger, but the prosecution obviously doing an effective job in raising reasonable doubt. For one thing we know, Anderson, is that the bullet ricocheted before striking Kate Steinle. That obviously helped the defense. Also, the defendant had very little gunshot residue on his hands, which some would argue would show that this was unintentional. We can tell you that the defense claimed, as improbable as it seems, that Garcia Zarate was just sitting in his chair there along the pier for about 20 minutes, looked down and saw an object. He said the object was wrapped in cloth and unwrapped it, and that is when the gun went off, and the jury apparently bought that story.
Boom! The gun just went off. He had no idea. He was just sitting there. I mean, this poor illegal, let's get the story straight here. So this poor illegal immigrant, he just sitting around, hanging out, right? He want nothing from nobody. He's just hanging, right? So the poor illegal immigrant, he's sitting around, doopy-doopy-doo. I just want to go and find a home so I could work. I care nothing about anything. I just want to work because I love America so much. I love America so much. I've been kicked out 5 times. I'm sitting on a park bench, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, there's a gun. Well, actually, it was a towel, and in the towel, he didn't know, but it all of a sudden went off. What? And it was a gun. Holy guacamole. And that didn't mean to be racially insensitive. I just used it as a rhyme. Okay. What do white guys eat? Holy bratwurst with sauerkraut. I don't want to make anybody think I'm doing this, any kind of a racial thing. So then the bullet goes and shoots and accidentally hits this really good-looking blonde girl, and he ain't know nothing. Then, instead of going, oh my gosh, I can't believe I found this gun and it went off accidentally, he takes the gun and he kicks the gun into the water. And the jury says, that guy ain't done nothing. So here is my question to you as we start the program off. And I really, really want to know. Was the jury in San Francisco, did they hate Trump more than they hated murder? Or in San Francisco now, is a crime based solely in the punishment based solely on the color of the skin of the perpetrator? And you go, oh, come on, Rusty, what are you talking about? I know in Arizona, Sheriff Joe got in trouble if he pulled over somebody that had a darker skin than me. And if you had darker skin, he pulled you over. That was racist. Well, what if they committed a crime? Did that matter? Oh, no, we can't talk about that. No. What if they were doing something wrong? Oh, you can't talk about that. Let's take a look at the lawyer that got this piece of garbage. I guess, is he going to walk? I mean, is that what's happening? Well, let's find out. But here's the lawyer of the attorney for Josie Inez Garcia Zatari here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.
First of all, let me start out by, expressing my sincere condolences to the Steinle family. I hope that they do not interpret this verdict as diminishing in any way the awful tragedy that occurred and that their family has suffered.
No, not at all.
This jury's verdict should be respected. They heard the evidence. They deliberated as a group. They heard readback testimony. They looked at the physical evidence, and they rendered a verdict to the best of their abilities in accordance with the law. I want to thank the public defender of San Francisco, Jeff Adachi, who has given us support throughout the trial. He's given us good advice, and we're very grateful for his assistance and help and support.
I bet.
For those who might criticize this verdict, there are a number of people that have commented on this case in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
The Attorney General of the United States, the President and Vice President of the United States. Let me just remind them that they are themselves under investigation by a special prosecutor in Washington, D.C., and they may themselves soon avail themselves of the presumption of innocence and the beyond a reasonable doubt standard. And so I would ask them to reflect on that before they comment or disparage the result in this case.
So I'm exactly right. This was more about Trump and sanctuary cities than it was about the murder of this poor girl. So, in other words, in San Francisco, they hate Trump more than they love the rule of law. They hate Trump more than they hate murder. Mike says we should have 0 sanctuary cities. I can't even believe that's a term. Now, seriously, I cannot believe that that's a term. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to say, okay, Mr. Lawyer, you got Josie off. Okay. San Francisco, you worked very hard. Your public defender worked very hard, and they got the murderer off. So now, as a sanctuary city, you guys, you lawyer, you prosecutor, city of San Francisco, the people of San Francisco, you are now liable for any future crimes that this murderer, illegal immigrant, criminal commit. Now, let's guarantee one thing. Oh, this won't be the last crime he does. This won't be the last time you hear that guy's name. Whenever these guys get off on a high-profile case, they always do something. And it's not sometimes, it's not most of the time, it's every time. Rodney King got in trouble again. The sun will rise, the sun will set. This guy's going to do something else. Garcia Zarate acquitted of homicide, and all he got was a slap on the wrist. The official charge. Oh, by the way, Garcia Zarate is a Mexican citizen. He is subject to immediate deportation, they're saying. Let's take a look at this together, shall we? Faced a charge of second-degree murder, blah, 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 blah. .40 caliber handgun just accidentally went off. He ain't know nothing. So the final, let's see, what is the final? Okay, Kate's Law, blah, blah, blah. Garcia Zarate has been deported from the United States back to Mexico 5 times. Before the shooting, officials in San Francisco released him from custody instead of turning him over to immigration officials. Again, they should be held accountable. It's not Garcia Zarate's fault they let him go. It's not his fault that he was released on his own recognizance. He's been released to the people. Now the people of San Francisco, they should be held accountable for his future crimes. Do you agree or disagree? Comment right here. I'd like to know right now what you think. Maybe you think I'm wrong. Oh, Russ, you're just being a big old racist. You're being a racist because he's got darker skin than you. I don't give a rat's ass what color skin he had. If that was a white guy, I'd say the same damn thing. And excuse my language, but I'm really ticked off at how far our country is falling right before our eyes. You now get a pass in certain cities based on the color of your skin. If that was a white guy, he should have gotten sentenced. Same with Hispanic, black, it doesn't matter. You commit the crime, you do the time. But now it's not that way. We don't want to offend anybody. We in the jury, we don't want to make people think that we're racist. And just because this guy, it appears, may have shot this girl because she was a whitey, can't say it. Cannot say it. Let's see what y'all think. And Mike says, okay, ask this on a different Facebook post, but I want to know, how did the weapon have a round in the chamber, hammer pulled, and safety was off when he picked it up? If not, he had full control of that weapon. Build the wall. Jerry says, there's our judicial system. Victims are just victims. Until white-collar crime politicians in Washington are held accountable, crime will trickle down, and looks like no one will be held accountable. Our country is headed for anarchy. President Trump, please tell Attorney General Sessions what his job is. I'll bet there'll be no riots on this one. Patrick says, what a scumbag. The president had nothing to do with this, and you're supposed to be an attorney. You're probably the one OJ go. It didn't make any sense there. Tamara thinks that Mr. Garcia Zarate will be good for about 3 months, then we'll be back in the news. That sounds about right. Edward thinks the swamp is in the land of nuts and fruits. Reese says that jury is just so California. Debbie says if he didn't do any wrong, why'd he kick it in the water? Things that make you go, Jason says, I think you're onto something. Versi says the insanity of the jury. Mike says the jury's so dumb he shot and killed her in cold blood. Reese says that it just went off excuse really only works when pregnancy is involved. Okay. Anna says, broken heart, feeling numb. 5 times deported. Sad. My good friend Tammy Aaron is here. Tammy Aaron is, of course, the lovely and beautiful star of Pippi Longstocking. And is it Tammy Aaron Live? Tammy, what is your website so people can go to it? Tammy's very cool, and it's always fun to see her checking us out, and it's always fun to see what she's up to. So, Tammy, do me a favor. What is your website so people can go find you? Let's see. Susan says, karma is going to get each damn one of those jurors. Bonnie says, no wonder why the president wants a wall. Wow. Everyone that I sent white gets away with everything. This has to stop. Huh? I don't get that one. Reese says this guy should be ejected. How much of this was based on his race? And how much of this was based on they just hate Trump and this was a big middle finger to Donald Trump? If you think this was based on race, do me a favor, hit the crying emoji. If you think it was based on race, hit the crying emoji. If you think this was just about Trump, hit the anger emoji. I want to see if we can get a kind of a quick vote here, a non-scientific vote here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. What do you think? Was this based? Was this, or get the laugh one if you think the jury did the right thing? All right, so we're seeing mad. Mad was it's about Trump. Mad was it's about Trump. Crying things it was about race. And laugh is if you think the jury did the right thing. Seen a lot of anger. Seen a lot of people think that this was based solely on the hatred of Donald Trump. I did say the mad one was hate of Trump, right? I've already forgotten. I have no short-term memory. None whatsoever. I do have one thing. While you're voting right now and commenting, would you please comment? Let's see here. Jack says, I'm a white guy and an allied combat veteran. I had to jump through all sorts of hoops and pay a bucket load of cash to legally move to the U.S. And jerks like that keep getting away with murder. Blake says the blood is on the hands of all involved who got him off. Patrick says, okay, I got one for you. It's the Democrats. That attorney's working for the Democrats. There's one for you. Michael thinks it's more about fear than anything else. All right, keep your comments coming. And the emojis, again, sad if you think it was, what did I say? Sad if you think it was about the color of skin. Mad if you think it was about Trump. And laughter if you think it was about the jury doing the right thing. One thing I want to tell you about is I am working with a great company called the Hear Me Out app. And Hear Me Out app is a new app where I'd really like you to try it out. You can get it on the iTunes store, and you can get it on the Google store, or whatever you use when you have an Android phone. And what it is a place where it's like Twitter, but I just go on there and I talk for it's 42 seconds is the longest thing you can say on there. But it is an app where they are not silencing people from the right. And it's so important. And I don't trust these huge social media companies anymore. I hope you don't either. But the nice folks that Hear Me Out are reaching out. They're saying, please come and be a part of this app. Listen to Rusty. Get your own voice heard. And they're not going to censor you. Now, there's something else that they're doing. They want to make sure that you are joining me and following me on the Hear Me Out app. So, they're going to give the Hear Me Out app guys, Hear Me Out, has offered a $100 Amazon gift card to you. And all you have to do to win this, to get a chance to win, is download the Hear Me Out app and let me know that you're there. Just do hashtag Rusty. Hashtag Rusty. And when you use hashtag Rusty or hashtag Ask Rusty, maybe you've got questions for me. And I will answer questions on the Hear Me Out app. Anyway, it's a great app. It's a lot of fun. Hear Me Out app. Download it. Make sure when you go on there, listen to one of my, follow me, Rusty Humphries, and then comment on one of my things with hashtag Rusty, and you will be entered in the drawing for a $100 Amazon gift card. And I hope you win it, and we'll try to get it to you before Christmas, okay? That could save you a lot of problems. Go do that, would you? Let's see here. Mary says, it's a little bit of both, but it was completely wrong to let this guy walk. Patrick says, all right, Democrats, like Hillary Clinton and Bill, they always get off. We didn't do anything wrong, so nothing's done about it. It's just like our justice system. It's just all screwed up. Randy says 11 people were killed in Chicago today, 46 wounded. Nobody heard about that. Jessica checks in. Hey, Rusty. Hey, Jessica. But you're not entered in the contest. You got to download the Hear Me Out app. Go to the App Store. If you got an iPhone, go to the Google Store or whatever for the Android and download the Hear Me Out app. Follow me there and then use hashtag Rusty, and then you'll be in the drawing, okay? Do that if you would, please. But thank you, Jessica, for trying. Blake, I appreciate it. What else is going on in the news? Okay, let's do something that's just going to cheer us up. Do you mind just for a second, just a little something to get our minds off of death and destruction and the racism. I mean, I don't know what else you call it. When you let a guy off of murder based on his race, is that not the definition of racism? I don't know. Let's try to cheer people up. Here's just a little video that might just make you smile here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. Here we go. All right, if you're just listening to the podcast, it's a woman with bells all over her body. And she's playing the bells on her body, including bells on her butt. I gotta say, she's pretty good. Pretty good. I wonder, what kind of free time do you got to have to be able to pull that one off, huh? Rich is checking in. How you doing, Rich? Give me the hashtag Rusty. Don't do the hashtag on Facebook. Do the hashtag Rusty on the Hear Me Out app. Follow me and Hear Me Out. You got to follow me. And then do the hashtag Rusty. And it's got to be on the Hear Me Out app. See, Jessica, I see Jessica's already done it. Thank you, Jessica. See, it popped up on my phone. See, it just said, says Jessica reposted your post. Oops. Jessica followed me. So, Jessica, right now, it's pretty good odds for you. So, Lyndon is right. That woman that played the bells, she may have just sexually abused herself. Oh, my gosh. I'm sorry I played that. Oh, no. Oh, no. Frederick says she better not wear those around Democrat congressional members or Hollywood celebs. Who knows what what bells they'll hit. Al Franken, I'll play the bells for you. I mean, play the bells. Jessica's been following me on the Hear Me Out app. Thank you. Jack says, knock, knock. Al Franken's at the door. He's got a song he wants to play. Elsie is checking in from Arizona. Merry Christmas, Elsie, is what she wants to say. Hey, guys, how are you? All right, anything else interesting? I mean, I got to be honest. Today's one of those days I had a bunch of things I wanted to talk about, and then when this horrible, horrible thing happened, it made me sick to my stomach. Absolutely sick to my stomach. It ruined my mood. Which is why, good thing I have my Probiogen probiotic that works, my stress and mood balance probiotic. Yes! Things would be so much worse for me if I didn't have my Probiogen stress and mood balance probiotic. Yes. Now, I'll tell you what, you need a probiotic. If you've never taken one, if you don't take one, I'm telling you, your gut gets bad bacteria in there, and you need good bacteria. And probiotics, they really make your stomach better. They make your whole body better. Probiotic is something you really should do every day. But Probiogen, stress and mood balance probiotic, not only fixes the stuff in your gut, but it also releases neurotransmitters that helps your stress and your mood and helps you feel better and not so stressed out, not so angry. I don't know if you've noticed me, but yeah, I do get ticked off a little bit. But I am in control of my emotions far more thanks to my friends at Probiogen, Stress and Mood Balance Probiotic. Do yourself a favor. Go to Walgreens or a Harmon store. Get your Probiogen. It's in the supplement aisle. It's in the pretty pink and green box. Or find out more about it. Go to probiogen.com. Probiogen.com. Let's see. Jessica says, I love it when you do the commercials. If you're ever in St. Louis area, I want to have lunch or dinner. Okay. That'd be fun. I am going on a road trip. I have to go to Las Vegas. And then I'm going to Austin, Texas for a few days next week. So I'll be traveling next week, part of the week, and then a little bit of the week after. You know who I'm hanging out with? I'm going to Chuck Woolery's house. You know Chuck Woolery, right? I'll be back in 2 and 2 on the Love Connection. He was the original host of Wheel of Fortune, does a great podcast called Blunt Force Truth with my good friend Mark Young. But anyway, we're going to go there, and he's going to be I'm building a new studio for him. He's one of my VIP clients. VIP. I don't talk about who I work with, but Chuck doesn't mind. He's a good dude. Let's see. Mike says from Las Vegas, let's talk about North Korea and the fat boy. I don't think there's any new news. I mean, the question's going to be, what do we do? It's almost too late, isn't it? I mean, hey, thanks, Bill Clinton. Thanks, George W. Thanks, Obama. You guys just thought those crazy North Koreans, they were just going to give up, right? Well, as we all said for years and years, you were wrong. Just like Gus giving all this money, and thanks to Barack Obama, giving all that money to Iran. What possible thing could go wrong, right? Only everything. By the way, speaking of Muslims. Actually, hold on. We got a bunch of comments here. Jessica says, I would blow your mind with the corruption in Illinois. Mike says his haircut needs work, talking about the fat boy. Hey, wait a second, fat boy, you talking about me? Stop that. That's not fair. Hey, I'm on a diet. Lyndon says, Rusty, you got to get Laura Loomer on soon. I got to know. David checking in from Bethalio, Illinois. Jerry checking in. Jerry's got the hashtag Rusty. If you want to win the $100 gift certificate from Amazon, you can't do the hashtag Rusty on Facebook. It's got to be on the Hear Me Out app. You have to download the app. Download the app and follow me. You got to hit follow. And then when you hit follow, listen to one of my posts and just write hashtag Rusty. You might want to say something nice, like, hey, Rusty, you sound very handsome today. I don't know, something like that. These are just ideas. Reese says, wave when you pass through my Podunk Lake community. Then I'm headed to, I don't know what that means. Okay. I think I'm about done today. Oh, no. Okay, now I did find something I want to talk about. Hold on a second. I saw this story tweeted just a few minutes ago, and it is important. What UK British Muslims really think. Now, why is this important? It is important, my friend, because it wasn't that long ago, it was a few years ago, that I actually went to the UK. And I went there to go and do some interviewing of some Muslims. I went to Afghanistan and then had heard that the Muslim community in the UK was pretty radical. I went there with a friend of mine, Aaron Klein, who's a great writer. He works with Breitbart now. He was with WorldNet Daily then. He's got a couple of books. And we went there to go find out, is it really that radical in the UK? And I got to tell you, it was scary. I was more scared at the London Central Mosque than I was in many places in Afghanistan, and that's no lie. What has happened there is Darren says, tuning in late, what did I miss? You sound handsome and thin tonight. Why, thank you, Darren. I do love when you guys play along. You guys are awesome. Give yourselves a raise, every one of you. As a matter of fact, go and enter that Hear Me Now app contest. Win yourself a $100 Amazon gift card, hopefully. So again, you download the Hear Me Out app on your phone. You sign up, however you do that. You follow me, Rusty Humphries. And then on one of my posts, do hashtag Rusty. And that'll get you in the drawing, okay? And if enough of y'all do it, I may do another one. I'll pay for it. Hear Me Out's paying for the first one. I may pay for the second one. All right, let me get back to what's important here. So again, I went to the London Central Mosque, and it was really, really scary on how really badly they were radicalized. But look at this. This came out a while ago. Why am I just seeing this now? It was tweeted out today, but it's April 17th, 2016. Huh. Okay. Anyway, look at this. 615-page survey found that more than 100,000 British Muslims sympathize with suicide bombers and people who commit other terrorist acts. Moreover, only 1 in 3 British Muslims would contact the police if they believed that someone close to them had become involved with jihadists. Wow. We have to adopt a far more muscular approach to integration than ever, replacing the failed policy of multiculturalism. Britain's liberal Muslims are crying out for the challenge to be confronted. There's a life and death struggle with the soul of British Islam. This is not a battle that the rest of us can afford to sit out. We need to take sides. We've understood too much and challenged too little, and in doing so are in danger of sacrificing a generation of young British people to the values that are antithetical to the beliefs most of us, including many Muslims, hold. And that's Trevor Phillips, former head of Britain's Equality and Human Rights Commission. Survey does show that 88% of British Muslims believe that Britain is a good place for Muslims to live. And that's because they want tolerance. They enjoy that Britain allows them to do whatever they want. By the way, %23 of British Muslims say Islamic Sharia law should replace British law in areas with large Muslim populations. You will see that happening more in America, too. That will start in places like Ham Sandwich, Michigan, places like that. You watch. On social issues, 52% of Muslims surveyed say they believe homosexuality should be illegal. 52%. Liberals, did you see that? 52% of Muslims say that they believe homosexuality should be illegal. Non-Muslim Britons say 22% say it should be illegal. At the same time, a third of British Muslims believe that polygamy should be legalized, and among 18 to 24-year-olds, 35% think it is acceptable to have more than one wife. Multiculturalism doesn't work. It isn't working anywhere that it's being tried. Does that mean you don't want people of different colors to come to America? To America, Russia, you just some dumb redneck. Don't like people of different colors in America because you're taking your jabs. It's not what I'm saying. No. No, not what I'm saying. No. When you come to America, the great melting pot of the world, and you choose to become an American, loving our flag, our laws, our political system, we welcome you with open arms. But that's not what's happening anymore. The Democrats are saying we care more about votes than we care about people who give a damn about America. We care more about our power, say the Democrat elite. We care more about our power than we give one rat's ass about our country. And we'll be dead in a few years. That's what they're saying. And so our posterity is in danger. We do ourselves no favors when we allow a illegal immigrant to get sanctuary in our country without going through the process. We do ourselves no favors when we allow an illegal immigrant back into our country after being kicked out 5 times. We do our country no favors when we allow cities to snub their nose at our laws and choose to just follow laws that they want to choose. Follow presidents that they want to follow, and ignore those laws they don't like. Happened once before. And we had a civil war. And God forbid it's going to go that far. But when you have one party who only accepts laws that they like and politicians that they like and ignore everything else, how does this end? That jury did our country no favors today. That jury ignored justice. That jury put racial politics above murder. That jury put their hate of Donald Trump above murder. I pray for the soul of our nation, as I hope you will join me in doing so. This is a sad day for America and all of its citizens. And even those in the illegal immigrant community. This is a bad, bad day. We can't just ignore murder because we don't want to appear to be racist. I weep for our nation. Okay. That's about it for me. Do me a favor, would you please? Would you join me on the Hear Me Out app, please? It's going to be a lot of fun. And when I'm on my road trip and doing what I'm doing, working around, I check in on Hear Me Out about twice a day, maybe more. Sometimes it's funny and interesting. Sometimes it's deep thoughts. Sometimes it's just stupid. I don't know. Download the Hear Me Out app. Hear Me Out app. And if you follow me, Rusty Humphries, and use the hashtag Rusty, you will be entered in a drawing for a $100 Amazon gift card. I hope you win. Also, if you would please, do yourself a favor and get healthy and lower your stress and get your mood in a better spot with Probiogen. Stress and mood balance probiotic. Fabulous product. It really is, and I do use it every day. I do use it. See, I would be like that if I didn't use it. Available in the supplement aisle at Walgreens and Harmon stores, and you can go online, probiogen.com, and find out more. Really is a great product. Find it in the supplement aisle. That's it. I really, really, really appreciate you. I do. May God bless you, and may God bless America. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Rusty Humphries. Oh, by the way, don't forget to find my podcast. The podcast is at Amazon, at iTunes and Stitcher and Google Play and every place you can get great podcasts. That's it. We'll see you on Monday, or if you got the Hear Me Out app, I'll do stuff all weekend. You know, Hear Me Out app, you never know what I'm going to do. Yes, Martin WaxRx too. It's a great product too. Use my name Rusty. Go to waxrx.com to find out more. Waxrx.com. Let's see. Rusty, do you have an email address I could send something to? Rusty@rustylive.com. That's my email address. Rusty@rustylive.com. Pull all federal funding from sanctuary cities, says Mike. Yes, I agree. Take America back now. Thank you, Linda. And Mary says, keep our laws or send them back to where they came from in our hood. Agree with you, Rusty. Thank you. Great show again. Thank you. Later. Enjoyed it. All right, we'll see you guys on Monday. I don't know where from. Hear Me Out app. Again, Hear Me Out app. Hear Me Out app. And I'll be updating you. I'm going to be in Vegas this weekend, so I'll be updating you from there. All right, that's it. May God bless you. May God bless America. I'm Rusty Humphries. Thank you very much, Right Wing News, and thank you very much, Liberty One TV. This is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.